Hey guys, how's it going? We are here for an impromptu YouTube video. It's been a while since you've seen my wife Maida in my YouTube videos, but here she is. And we are at a very special location. As you can see in the background, we're at the Whaley House here in Old Town, San Diego. This is an old, ancient, historic, like one of the most haunted places in like the world. Like not even just in America, but in like the world. It's one of the most prominent, well-known, haunted, historical houses in the history of mankind. So we're here, we're gonna take a tour in about 20 minutes and we're gonna film it for you guys and we're gonna see what's up. So here we go, guys. Are you ready? I don't know if I'm ready. We just had a couple drinks at the... I had a couple drinks, yes, I had a couple drinks, just two, okay? Two is a couple, at the Coyote Cafe, and we were like, hey, you wanna hit the Waley House? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So here we are, we're gonna do it. Here we go, guys. Here we are at the Whaley House, folks. Tour will be starting here in about 20 minutes or so. We're just getting some shots here of the famous historical Whaley House, America's most haunted house, folks. We already checked in at the museum shop. We got our tickets. So we'll be heading in here shortly. Over here in Old Town, San Diego, California. A lot of history here, folks, a lot of history. Let's check out this little placard over here. On the 18th of September 1852, James Yankee Jim Robinson was the last man to be hanged at this site after being convicted of grand larceny. The simple gallows consisted of two posts, a horizontal beam, and a mule-drawn wagon. Catholic priests conducted the final ceremonies, and Yankee Jim was allowed time to deliver a farewell speech to the crowd that had gathered. Under Sheriff Crossway gave the order, and a whip was applied to the mules, leaving Yankee Jim to hang. Mr. Thomas Whaley, present during the execution, purchased this property shortly afterward. By all accounts, he built his brick home where the gallows originally stood. Just documenting more of this around the Whaley House courtroom. You guys can pause the video and read this if you want. And here we are at the Holyfield. We're not talking about Evander Holyfield. We're talking about the cemetery here, located in Old Town. And this is a legitimate cemetery. Here we go.
Oh wow, look at that. Read it.
Jesus died 1879. 25 years. Excerpt from the Book of the Dead. December 15th, 1879, I have given ecclesiastical burial to Jesus, Indian, 25 years, who died of a blow to the head without receiving the sacraments. They told me that he was completely drunk, and thus I command him to be buried near the gate of the cemetery. And that was a priest, Catholic priest, I'm assuming. Interesting, very interesting. Wow. Here we are there. If you want to read that, you could pause the video, of course, because we got to keep it moving, guys. We got a lot to show you today. So much cool stuff to show you, but this is not necessarily as cool as it is a piece of history, and you know, this is a place where the dead rest. So Lord have mercy on their souls, and Lord guide them in the right direction. But we're just kind of documenting this respectfully before we head into the tour of the Whaley House. Don't want to disrespect the dead at all. No disrespect. Lord have mercy. We're just going to kind of give you a quick little guided tour here through the cemetery. Do not climb. Yeah, I don't plan on that. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Lord have mercy. All right, guys, it's about time for us to head in. I think we're going to wrap it up here and keep it moving, but Lord have mercy on all these souls. In here, and man, on the floor, on the ground here, right outside of the graveyard, grave site right here in the sidewalk. And another one over here, grave site. They're in the roads as well, if I'm not mistaken. In the actual road, there's bodies as well, if I'm not mistaken.
My name is Gentleman Jack, and I'm going to go ahead and be your host. Take pictures, take videos. All we ask is no live streaming, and then just don't video the whole thing. But go ahead and video. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the videoing when we get inside. Okay. Now, the house was built in 1857 by a guy named Thomas Whaley and his wife Anna Whaley. It is the oldest house in Southern California, and it is very haunted. All right, which you're going to learn about here during the tour. All right, so come on in. Have you ever been inside here?
I don't think I have. I don't believe I have. I'm pretty sure I would have remembered if I did come in here, because this is, it has a feeling to it.
Yes. All right, so like I mentioned, house was built in 1857. This room was built in 1856. This room was supposed to be a granary. This is where they were going to keep grain, corn, things like that. But pretty soon it became infested with rats. So they couldn't keep grain in here anymore, so they used it as a ballroom, a billiard room. They used it as a Sunday school. And as you can see, it became San Diego Second Courthouse. Now they conducted court in here from 1869 to 1871. However, if you look over here at this picture, that is the Honorable Judge Whitney. He is a San Diego Superior Court judge. He loves the Waley House, wanted to have court in here, so he brought in a calendar of more civil cases. And so the last court cases were heard in here 2 years ago.
Wow, right. Interesting.
So I know, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, the house is very haunted. I'm going to tell you some stories about some of the things in here. What I tell people is use your senses while you're in the house. Use your sense of smell. Use your sense of hearing. We're going to be the only ones in this house for a while. So Thomas Whaley smoked a lot of cigars. A lot of people smell cigar smoke in here. Anna Whaley wore a lot of lavender perfume. A lot of people wear or smell lavender perfume in here. What I tell people to do is, if this is your short thing, take lots of pictures. In addition to that, take lots of video, because with the video, a lot of times you come up with an orb. And an orb is a little ball of light that floats through here. It is a manifestation of spirit. All right?
All right.
So, you guys ready? Let's do it.
We're ready.
This is her picture right here. All right? So, she grew up in a faraway place called Oceanside. All right?
Right.
So, she was in a field, and she found a bottle, and it rattled. And she opened it up, and it smelled good, so she ended up tasting it, and it ended up being what's called ant paste. And ant paste is a combination of honey and arsenic.
Oh.
It is an ant poison, so she ate it, and she died.
Oh,
Right now, they say when somebody dies, they don't only haunt the place where they died, they haunt places that they're very familiar with. And Marion was very familiar with this house. She was very familiar with this room. We feel that she haunts this room. All right. A lot of people, when they come into this room, they feel their legs being touched by a little hand. When they're holding a purse or something like they're holding it, it'll get pulled on. Or when their hands are down, little fingers pulling them. And that, we believe, is Marion. Because, she does that, and it's usually to women because we feel that she wants to feel the comfort of a woman, like the comfort of her mom or something like that. I've been touched in here. Quick story about this room. Now, to turn off the lights in this lower, there's a switch that turns everything on and everything off. It's not like you can turn off, everything goes on and everything goes off. When I started working here, I didn't know that. I was looking for a light switch in here. And I couldn't find it, and I got really frustrated. I said that word. And that chandelier, that's an original chandelier. It used to have candles. Now it's electricity. Because of fire laws, you can see the burns on top. That light turned all the way off and all the way on.
Wow.
And,
When you said the curse word, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Word that started with an F and ended with a nuck.
Right. I'm familiar with that one.
Room, and the light didn't go off when this one went off, and it's kind of impossible.
Yeah.
But that was I have not cussed since then.
Hey.
So this is what we're gonna do. Let's go upstairs. Keep in mind the stairs are very narrow and they're very steep. All right, just be careful. I don't want to memorize any more ghost stories. Okay.
Right.
On the left side is going to be a nursery. On the right side is going to be a master bedroom, and in the center is going to be a theater. So take a look at the rooms. Look at the theater. Sit on the bench facing the stage. Okay. Okay.
Ah.
So Thomas Tanner dies in that room. After that, scarlet fever sweeps through. Okay, so in the nursery, I forgot to tell you, in the nursery, that is where Thomas Whaley Jr. lived. All right? Scarlet fever sweeps through San Diego. Thomas Jr. gets afflicted with it, dies in that little room there, in his mother Anna's arms in that little rocking chair. A lot of people have seen that rocking chair move on its own. All right? In addition to that, little side note, in that cradle there, I want you to take a look at it before we go downstairs. There's a really creepy looking doll in there.
I noticed that on the way up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
We had that doll move on its own, like in the middle of the night when we closed and come back in. So, Thomas Whaley Jr. dies. Anna loses a piece of her heart. Thomas loses his namesake. And then young Frank loses his little brother. If that's not bad enough, I want to tell you about Violet Whaley. Okay? Now, Violet Whaley was young, about 19 years old, vivacious school teacher, musician, falls in love with a guy named George Berlacci at the age of 19. They get married, they move up to San Francisco. And after a couple years, George writes her a note and says, Violet, when I married you, I tried to do good. All right? Now, what does that mean, right? So he goes on and he says, well, I'm a drunk. I told you my whole family was dead. Oh, well, they're all alive. I told you I was rich. Oh, I'm broke. But other than that, I am a great guy. So Violet ends up divorcing him, okay, over these things. And in the 1800s, when you got divorced, it's not like today. It looked really, really bad.
Yeah.
Right? So she comes back down here. She's in the master bedroom. And after a couple days, she just can't take it. She goes downstairs, out to the well, tries to drown herself. Thomas Whaley hears her, goes out there, saves her, takes her to the doctor. They diagnose her with what's called melancholy, which today we call depression.
Wow.
Now, in the 1800s, we didn't have Prozac and all that cool stuff that we have today. What they would do in the 1800s is they would put you in a room till you got better.
That's crazy.
That's what they would do. Yes.
Lord have mercy. Oh,
so
man.
they put her in there, and she's in there days, weeks, months.
Oh, my goodness.
She just can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Writes a suicide note, goes downstairs into the parlor, gets Thomas Whaley's revolver, goes out to the outhouse, sits down, puts a gun to her chest, pulls the trigger. All right. Literally, dying of a broken heart, right?
Wow.
The gun goes
Yeah.
off and she doesn't die right away.
Oh, no.
All right. So this is what I want you guys to do. Now that you know the stories of these two rooms, take a good look at them. Go downstairs, make a U-turn to the right. The first door on the left is going to be the parlor. And I will meet you in the parlor. All right?
Okay. Sounds
Go ahead and
good.
take-
All right. So here's that doll he was talking about. Zoom in on that real quick. Man, that thing is creepy. Look at that. Oh, man. That is creepy. We got this room over here. Stairs we just came up. We head back down there to the parlor. And then here's her suicide note, I believe. She she left. Wow, still intact. That's crazy.
All right, so we're outside of the house. That last window over there, that is the master bedroom from the outside looking in. You had a good look from the inside looking out. A lot of people have seen Violet's apparition looking down on the outhouse. Okay?
Oh, wow.
That building right there is where the outhouse stood. That is not the original building. The original building had 8 toilet seats and no picture shows. Pass the Charlotte, right? So that is where the outhouse was. You know, talking about this house, what I've told you during your tour, all this negative stuff, but there was a lot of positive stuff that came out of this. Thomas Whaley, when he had his general store, he learned to speak Spanish so he could reach out to the Hispanic community and sell them goods. Anna Whaley, by all accounts, she was a wonderful woman. And I mean, could you imagine trying to raise a family after all this tragedy?
It'd be tough.
You look at these pepper trees here. These pepper trees were all, they're over 150 years old. They were all planted by the Whaleys. That last pepper tree over there was planted by Violet. A lot of people that stand by it, when we don't have caution tape around it, they can feel her essence. They can feel her presence. So, all right, so this concludes the tour. If you like the tour, please comment on social media. All right, and once again, if you like the tour, my name is Gentleman Jack. All right, if you did not like the tour, my name's Emily. All right? So, do you have any questions or anything?
No, that was a really good tour.
Yeah,
Like it?
seemed pretty straightforward. It was awesome. I enjoyed myself.
Well, good, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it. You guys gotta maybe come back for the paranormal.
Yeah.
It's creepy, but it's fun. It's worth checking out maybe just once.
Yeah.
And people from all over the country come and do the tour for like anniversaries and birthdays.
great.
And things.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw a guy named FaZe Rug, like a big YouTuber,
Yes,
come and
yes,
do
I
that
watched
just
that on
recently.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there was some stuff going on actually
they
during
had
the.
a seance, like when we first walked in on that table.
Yeah.
Right there, I think he had a seance there. They had a seance. And, like one of them got sick and had to go outside and throw up.
Oh man,
But I don't know. There was a lot going on.
that's intense.
Yeah.
Sounds
yeah.
intense.
So.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank
for
you
coming.
so much. We had
And,
such a good
have
time.
Good evening. And
You
drive
as
safe.
well. We're just walking around Old Town here. Saw these cool little Christian bracelets. Pretty cool. Kind of dig those. And these kind of look like prayer ropes. Like Chakti. Right? Kind of like that. Kind of similar. Trying to figure out where that sound was coming from. Here it is. Grooving. There it is. Little puppet theater action. Pretty cool. One thing I wanted to mention about the church bells in Old Town. We were actually in a shop here, walking around, and one of the ladies that owned the shop was saying that one day when she was in the shop, just kind of minding her own business in there by herself, she heard the church bells ring, and when that happened, she saw a white shadow moved past her, and she said it felt like a woman, and it looked like a woman ran past her really fast just as the church bells were ringing. I thought that was kind of interesting. I wanted to add that in the video just as a little tidbit, extra bit of information to add to the story and just everything that's going on here. So Little extra tidbit for you guys. Here we are at the church here in Old Town. Just trying to get the top of this thing. There it is. Pretty tall. Old Roman Catholic Church here in Old Town, San Diego. Alright guys, we are wrapping it up. That concludes our tour of the Waley House, and we did a little browsing around Old Town. Not too much, just a little something, but hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and comment below. Leave a comment. Maybe some ideas for videos in the near future you guys want to see. And yeah, that concludes the video. Take care, guys.